time-bound professional engagement to help you grow within the period of 4 weeks that we have set out together. We have made a curated blend comprising of training, mentoring, and consulting at one go. But what we are doing here is to give you an institutional approach to mentorship and industry expertise in a manner that it is providing you guidance and solution to your level of challenges.
So generally what we have seen, especially in MSME segments, while the importance of MSME segments can never be overemphasized. I mean, they continue to be the most important, I would put it this way, constituent of the Indian economy. So that's why actually we thought, I mean, why not work out something which our MSME partners are, let's say, they need, but they are not able to actually get that kind of, let's say, support from the system. What I felt that, I mean, many times people are not aware as to this kind of, let's say, expertise is available. If you grow, we grow. So that is how we look at it. And of course, thank you so much for participating in this program.
One of the key things that comes to people's minds, and I've listed here some of the usual suspects when it comes to key digital marketing channels. You've got Facebook, you've got SEM, SEO, and LinkedIn. We're now going to focus on engagement and nurturing. Engagement and nurturing refers to working with the existing pipeline of leads who have already entered your funnel and who have some kind of affinity or a salience towards your brand. Or it could be with existing customers also. Unfortunately enough, when people think of marketing, they think of increasing the top of the funnel, so to speak, and getting more and more newer and newer customer cohorts. That's the first thing that comes to people's minds. Engagement and nurturing is about working with the existing pipeline of leads who are already a part of your funnel.
He said the worst place to develop a new business model is from within your existing business model. What is a business model? It is nothing but you have a consumer lens, you have consumer value proposition, what the target audience is, what the job is, and what is that it is offering, what is your product offering. Then second lens is you have your entire profit formula. What is the revenue model? What is the cost structure? What are the margins that you have? You are aware of all this. It's not like these are new terms that one is looking at. Resource velocity is very, very important. Make a note of this. How quickly resources can be used and how you can turn around. So what we do is we pick these resources and capabilities and put them through this video analysis.
Study India's free trade agreements. See what's allowed, see what's not allowed, where your product mix fits in these free trade agreements. Then we have Sri Lanka, India, Korea, India, Japan. Can you imagine? You have Korea. It's a huge, expensive market. Japan. Yes, Japan you have to be careful because they need very high quality. But once you penetrate Japan, you're there for the long run. If you have not used the free trade agreements, you have definitely not used regional trade agreements.
Focus on building the right elements of your culture.
You need to know what are the compliances, what is required to be done under that particular law. For example, if you are a manufacturing company, if you have a factory in place, if you are taking any contract laborers, the fact that the Contract Laborer Act applies to you, you need to be aware of it. And thereafter, you can take care of the compliances. You can have somebody on board, or you could probably hire somebody to take care of all your compliance.
Normal collateral backed product is a LCPD. So LCPD is nothing but letter of credit bill discounting. So say a normal customer, a customer doing a local supply and where he might be taking an opened account credit or might be a PDC kind of thing from the buyer, he can ask for a LC.
In terms of collection, this is the amalgamation of everything together into an application that we have actually developed called Indus Collect. So basically, what is this all about is that it on one side is enabling, if you see on the payment modes on the right side of the screen, it enables all the possible modes of collection. It could be a credit card, debit card, net banking, and a digital collection like NEFT, RTGS.
What's happening globally and how are we really getting integrated into this global framework? So global growth has been pretty strong. We have seen blockbuster earnings coming from US, China, Korea, etc. The financial conditions globally are also very, very strong. We have seen that most of the advanced economies have pledged to keep their interest rates at decade low.
What is the NSE Emerge platform? That's the first thing that comes to the mind of entrepreneurs. What is the platform for SME segments, and how different it is from the main board, or how similar it is from the main board? The next thing that comes, when we talk about SME platform to entrepreneurs and to the promoters, what they think is, who can't list on NSE? Am I too big to list on NSE Emerge? Am I too small to list on NSE Emerge? I'm a new company, can I list on NSE Emerge? These are the things that keep coming into the minds of the entrepreneurs. You can have a rights issue, you can issue bonus, you can have preferential allotment. So it just opens up various avenues for you to raise capital, appropriate valuation. Yes, the promoters are very happy with this advantage, because what happens is once you're a listed entity, your valuation is determined.
Whichever initiative you build, please build it considering all the levers and the impact to all of these functions at one go. Then set complementing goals and KPIs. So if you're setting that the yield should go up from this to this much, then the complementing goal has to be there at the other end in terms of pushing the sales, because you're going to produce so much more. You don't want to land up sitting with inventory and having working capital issues. You want to sell that and push it out into the market. So your marketing and sales have to complement. So their KPIs also have to reflect that at the same time in the timeline.
I felt, and which was directly correlating to our business, was the understanding of FPAs and how they were applicable to my business. It wasn't an area that I was specifically looking into, and after having that conversation with Manpreet, I think I've been researching a lot into it. The seminar that we had on HR, how to effectively apply your human resources and how employee morale can be boosted, which in turn leads to boost in productivity for us.
What we understood is that there is a wide scope of international business opportunities. We are just doing 2 to 3% of exports. So we understood that there was a mindset. We were thinking that there would be some big constraint, but I think after going through the session, I think there is a quite amount of opportunities out there. Another session on nurturing the human resources. I think what we understood that what we can do, what the experience that was shared during the session. I think we understood that what we can do to keep the key employees or the other employees engaged in the company. The third one was understanding more about the NSE opportunities. Earlier we thought that it's too big, we should not think about it, but I think after going through the session, I think it's NSE Emerge. I think it's a bit of doable. That blockage. I think it helped a lot.
It was quite engaging and it was quite insightful. And as people pointed out, few of the clients pointed out, they found it quite useful in the day-to-day, how to take things forward. So thanks a lot for sparing your time. I think, as Mr. Harsha pointed out, obviously they would like, such engagements to happen, every 6 months. It provides us a good platform wherein, people could engage with, and engage with, understand, both the stakeholders could engage with themselves. And as the other thing which he rightly pointed out, there are a lot of things which, people say that they know about it, but it needs to be reinforced. So that is what the SME Accelerator program has been able to do. So they have been able to bring a lot of things to the fore, and which can be practiced on a day-to-day life. And obviously, a lot of expert feedback has been given, which people can incorporate in the day-to-day working and take their things forward. Each and every module which you came across gives a lot of encouragement to us that going forward we'll conduct, as you rightly said, we'll keep on this engagement on.